Hey, horror fiends. Before we start this week's show, check out this podcast.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Dustin, and we're the Final Boys, a podcast that celebrates all things horror and cinema and pop culture.
Have you ever wondered about the history behind the Paris catacombs?
The true stories behind the Bloody Mary legend?
Or you just like listening to two dudes bullshit about their favorite
and not so favorite horror movies?
Well, you should check out The Final Boys. You can find us on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
If you're listening to this in the car and you're on your way home,
we'll be in
turn
your
around.
house.
Because we're in your house.
We're in your house. Welcome to the Horror Junkies Podcast, the podcast where we discuss all things horror. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Pat.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Jorge. And we're back another
Holy shit.
week. We're here. And we're at the end of our John Carpenter month, everyone.
Does it have to end?
Oh, yes, it does. It has to
be
end.
continued, though. There's more films that we did not discuss.
It could never end if you don't want it to, George.
All right. We got a pretty cool show lined up for you guys all. We're going to be talking about The Thing and The Fog. I believe we saved the thes for last. Some of his best movies, I might say.
Yes.
Yeah, you could say.
I
I have dead silence that.
I've got reasonings for why I think they are.
Okay. What? I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into this shit. How's everyone been? We're a little fucking wired. We just had the longest interview with the director of Trench 11, and it was the best time.
It was awesome. He's a homie.
Yeah,
for
dude.
real.
We're fucking friends now.
He doesn't know it yet, but we're friends now.
We're
yeah,
friends.
we're homies. Like,
If you're listening right now, Leo, we're friends.
yeah, and that movie, go watch it.
Yeah,
man.
go watch
Yes.
Trench 11, guys. World War I meets The Thing. That's all you need to know.
I meant to ask him if it was still on like the film circuit, like if he was still
It
doing
is.
like film festivals and stuff.
It got an extension.
You got an extension.
I wanted to ask him about that, but
I wanted to ask him too, but like it was.
we got into so much.
Yeah, there's that interview will be posted as a bonus episode for everyone.
I'm glad I bought 2 drinks.
Yeah,
man.
you're in for a fucking treat. We got some pretty deep conversations.
We got pretty sweaty.
Yeah, but how's everyone's week been? How's everyone been? Any exciting things in your life?
Pretty same.
Pretty same.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
played.
nothing- I don't
We
think
played some
anything-
cool shows over the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
They
didn't
were
we?
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
did. We
guys-
played that Cane Hill show, and
That
then we
was
played,
sick.
Yeah, Mike.
I
Was
rocked
there.
out so hard.
Mike came out of
Yeah.
Mosh retirement. That was
I
cool.
came out of fucking Mosh retirement for Cane Hill, bro. I knocked
Yeah.
some old guy to the ground.
I'm so glad Mike likes that band.
Yep.
They're
Dude,
really
it was-
good.
I'm into it.
Every band was cool. And we played with Rhythm of Fear in Jacksonville.
That was
St. Augustine, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
In
I wasn't
Dylan's
there, but
hometown.
I saw that story.
I
It
did.
was a lot of fun. A lot of
The
fun.
metal gods right there. Rhythm
Shout
of
out
Fear.
to the singer of Iron Reagan and Municipal Waste for watching our set. That
Yeah,
was crazy.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat, how you been?
I need a new roommate.
Well,
Yeah, Pat's
there you
trying-
have it.
Pat's trying to have a colony in his house.
Yeah.
He's trying to turn his house into Outpost 31.
Oh Lord.
He's trying to. Yeah, if you guys want to live with Pat,
So yeah, if you guys like the show, you want
If you want to live with Pat, we'll do a competition.
dial star 666 into the competition.
you get to live with Pat.
If you
and live
donate
next to Mickey Mouse.
$30 to our Patreon account, you can live with Pat. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Not for free, though. You have to pay rent.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to pay rent at Pat's house.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Hey, that's a higher chance for you getting on the podcast.
The good news is he never sleeps, so if you want to hang out with someone, he's always up.
Literally,
He won't text you back, but he's up.
he's up. He may not reply, but he's definitely awake. Oh God, that's fucking funny. Yeah, it's been a fun week. I don't remember what the fuck I did. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Another week.
another dollar.
Another week of waiting for the new Fortnite season to start tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's right. I have to work though.
Hell yeah.
I'm waiting for Red Dead.
Bro, I
2,
gotta work
bro.
at 7. It goes live at 6. You know I'm gonna be up at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out in a month. That's my shit.
Yeah.
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 We're fucking
Red Dead.
nerds.
We're fucking nerds.
Oh, God.
Let's get into this fucking show. We're gonna keep
Yeah.
it short and sweet with the news today. Pat, what's on the news? What come on the tabloid?
We just got
Through the wire.
What?
Huh?
What come on the tabloid?
We got our first official photo of Chucky for the new remake of Child's Play,
And Pat is pissed.
and I am pissed.
Oh, yeah. He had some very nice tweets to say
Pat's
about
trying,
this.
Pat's
Patrick's
trying to
le-
have a Jim Brewer fucking moment, like, who's coming with me, man? Like,
Patrick's boycotting this movie.
Sure am.
Why is
why?
that, Pat?
I don't know. It's another slasher getting remade. None of them have worked. None of them stuck around to make more.
Yeah,
It's just we just got a new one. Didn't we just get a new Chucky movie?
we did. The cult.
Yeah,
Cult
the
of Chucky.
Cult,
right?
Cult of Chucky.
So I'm like, it's already fresh in my mind that Chucky's still around, and
And
that,
we're getting another
and then we're
remake.
getting a remake of it. And the picture just looked like shit.
The doll looks awful.
Yeah,
I stand with you, Patrick.
Thank
Don't you
you.
worry.
Why
I
not
stand
use the
with you.
original?
But it's not even that. It's like I get it. They're trying to do their cleaner look of the good guy or the good boy, whatever
Yeah.
character he is.
It looks more like a good boy.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
Little
But
good boy.
and it's a remake, so it's going to start off like him clean and whatever, not have any scars or stitches or
Aubrey
whatever.
Plaza's in it, so I'm gonna
That's.
go see it.
I mean, that's the only saving grace of that movie
I love her.
is Aubrey Plaza.
I just
That's
don't.
about it.
Slashers aren't in right now.
They could be. If you're a director out there, make an original fucking slasher
Did you
movie.
see the 80s slasher version of the Hellfest trailer?
Yes. Oh my
How
fucking
cool was
God.
that?
That made me so hyped for the movie.
I'm still not hyped for it, but it was so cool.
No, it hyped me up. I was like, yes, I'm in now.
I'm still expecting nothing, but
Nothing.
that's probably why I'll enjoy it.
That's
Yeah.
true. If you go in with low expectations, you'll probably enjoy it more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm just hyped as fuck because I was like, you're gonna make a trailer themed like an 80s slasher. Sold.
more.
Thank you.
More things like that, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. And like I said, make an original slasher movie. Like it's not that hard to make an iconic killer.
Hey, Mike,
A
Yeah.
Terrifier.
you don't think it's that hard?
Nah, dude, it's not hard.
You don't think it's hard?
Nah, man.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
All right.
What?
Uh-oh.
We're going to open that Pandora's
No.
box.
No, it's definitely fucking hard to make an iconic character, but it feels like people aren't trying.
Yeah.
What?
That's what it is.
Who tries when you just want to make cash?
Capitalism.
That's true. No soul, just money.
All right, moving forward. What's next? Come
Well-
on, Pat or George.
Well, right now, quick and easy, real quick. There's not really much to it, but for all you kids that grew up in the '90s, R.L. Stine is writing 6 more Goosebumps books.
You know what?
And we'll get those before the next Game of Thrones book. So
That's
Everything's coming out before the next Game of Thrones book.
I love the Goosebumps books, but I literally fell out of those. Of course, when I got older, but I feel like the original ones, the ones we grew up on and read, were way better than the new ones. Like the covers were scarier. I feel like the covers are more cartoonish.
well, is he
now.
writing those for us, you think? Or is he
Well, yeah,
writing
well, like
them?
that's the thing. Like, are they going to be still like?
But no, I mean it's
teen,
still
or, like,
it's
are they
still
gonna be
geared
more-
towards kids. I mean those books were geared towards us when we were kids.
Yeah.
But I just mean like the cover art is completely different now. I feel like, and I've read like one of the newer ones, and it just didn't feel like
What is it?
Goosebumps to
What
me.
are they about, like haunted iPads or something?
Hey,
Probably.
that's scary.
You know
Like,
what?
that
I
is
don't put it
scary.
past him. I
I
feel like
wouldn't-
he would
yeah.
write a haunted iPad story.
Something about like a fucking like a serial like a scary spooky Uber driver or some shit.
That's pretty spooky too.
Spooky
That's me.
Spooky.
I'm the spooky.
But I
Uber
mean that's
driver.
cool. I mean that's cool that he's still writing. You know, I thought he retired, but I guess it's true when they say authors never retire. They're always writing something. So that's cool.
Yeah, it should be cool. Hey,
What else is cool?
You know what else is cool? James Wan,
Uh-oh, here we
Oh,
go.
God.
the one and only,
Oh,
great,
no.
fantastic James Wan,
Hold on to your fucking
is on
belts,
board to
listeners.
produce a remake of 2016's kick-ass zombie film.
What year?
2016's
Oh, so
kick-ass
What year
zombie
is it?
film,
What year is it now?
Train to Busan.
What year is it now?
It's 2018.
Why is there
Now,
a remake?
Mike, take it away with your thoughts.
Yeah,
Here we
Mike,
go.
Go ahead.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, Mike.
buckle up. Remember that time in the show, listeners?
Sit
if you're,
on your
if you're
butts.
if you're an old listener, those Patrick rants that he used to go on. Oh, and it's time for a Mike rant.
Oh, shit.
It's a Mike rant. Yeah, fucking side to side. Why the fuck is this happening? Literally, the director,
Reach in your pocket.
Yeon Sang-hao, is literally working on a sequel to his movie Train to Busan.
Two.
And now, mind you, this is just announced that James Wan is ready to produce this movie. There's no fucking director for this. Apparently,
There's no vision.
New Lion has won the bidding war on this movie, but there's still no director. So, what is the goal of this remake?
Okay, I'm just saying.
Money.
This movie came out 2 years ago. Yes, it's a Korean film. Dude, the fucking film is awesome.
It's fantastic.
Like, front to back, the
pretty
movie
good.
is fucking sick. It's cool.
pretty good.
Like, for a zombie movie, then like we've gotten a lot of really good and bad in more
A lot of
recent
bad.
times. This fucking movie was dope as hell.
Yeah, it has. I mean, like I said, it's not old, and I'm not the one that's trying to say like my argument isn't, oh, it's too young to make the remake. That's not my point. My point is there's no reason for this remake.
There's no reason for
Especially-
any remake.
Especially if
No,
there's a
I mean,
sequel on the way.
no. Some remakes. I mean, like one of our movies tonight is literally a remake of a movie, and there are reasons for remakes, and there are remakes that work.
Yeah.
This remake is purely based off what I'm getting for it to Americanize a story, just like they did with Martyrs, just like they did with Funny Games, but at least Funny Games was directed by the same director.
Yeah.
The only way I am on board with this American remake is if the director who directed the movie himself is wanting to do an American version of it for English speaking.
Right.
But like, what's your argument? The movie's in Korean, so you got to read subtitles.
Dylan doesn't like subtitles.
I mean, what's
That's not true.
what's the argument? Like,
What
I
the
mean, like,
text message said.
what other purpose is there to make this
That's
movie?
what I said.
Are you gonna go to
I was only
South
making fun of
Korea?
him.
Are they gonna go to South Korea and film this movie in South Korea, and then just make all the South Koreans speak English? What's the fucking point?
Dude, okay, I got it. Dude, I wish you guys could see the look on Dylan's face right now while we're recording
This is just literally the studio being like, we want money. This movie is really popular on Netflix, which you can watch it on Netflix, everyone. If you haven't seen Train to Busan, I definitely suggest you watch it because it's way better than World War Z with the fast zombie
Oh yeah, agreed.
type thing. And the practical effects are fucking perfect.
I mean, these are kind of fast, too.
Oh, and that's what I'm saying. They're
That's what
super fast
He's
zombies.
saying it's better than World War Z.
Yeah, it
which
is.
again was not a good movie.
Exactly.
Dylan, bud, what you got to say, bud?
Go ahead, Dill.
What's on your mind?
Oh boy. 10 years, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
feel like he's
It's
about
to
to. I
happen.
bet he's about to pull like. I totally agree with you.
Why do studios make movies?
To make money.
There you go.
This is the way to make money.
This is
It's
a way
not
to
gonna make money at all.
You don't think so?
Doesn't mean
No.
I got to like it.
If it has,
It's gonna get boycotted so hard because the response
No.
already by everyone is like, "Why are you doing this?"
what is Scarlett Johansson going to be in it? Is that why you're upset?
No, I'm literally saying
Is that why you're so upset?
no. And I promise you'll watch. They
My
will.
Korean movie don't have Korean people in it.
Well, it definitely should have Korean people in it.
Oh, it
if
definitely
it's
should.
Korean.
It definitely should.
No, I'm just
feel
saying that audience response right now is really bad, and they're like, "Don't do this. Why are you doing this? This is dumb."
Then don't go see it.
I'm not gonna go see it because it's probably
But
not
I-
gonna get
but
picked
I'm
up by any director. Because any director that would direct this movie is probably dumb.
That is your opinion, my friend. But if
I'm just saying.
But if
it's a movie's 2 years old.
If someone's gonna
and-
see dollar signs, it's gonna happen.
yeah, let the director
Zombie
who wrote
mo-
the story
zombie
make the
mo-
dollar
Zombie
signs.
movies are gonna make money.
Capitalism.
Zombie movies are gonna make money. A lot of people,
But it's
don't know.
It's Americanizing a Korean film. Why? Because you
That's
want
fine.
it being spoken English.
That's
because
fine. If
God
that's what-
forbid your ears can't
Yeah.
hear Korean.
But that's not why they're doing it. Do you think they're gonna?
It's 100% why.
Do you think? Oh, the reason we're gonna make a Train to Busan movie?
Why do they
in
remake
American,
Martyrs?
And if we're gonna do an American movie, is so people don't have to watch the Korean version in Korean.
Why?
When-
Why do they remake Martyrs?
I have no idea. I haven't.
It's
seen
so
those
people
movies.
don't have to listen to people speak French, and
I
then
haven't
they
seen those
butchered
movies.
it because every single American remake, the so-called American remake curse that I have done it because every time they do a remake of a movie, it's bad, except for Funny Games. Why? The same director made that movie. It's a shot-by-shot comparison of that movie, just not in Austrian.
Yeah, but didn't we just have an interview where the guy said the original director of Vanishing did a remake and it was fucking terrible?
Yeah, and that's okay.
So
the same
so
director
rule,
remade
so the
his
rule
movie.
is not exclusive.
No, the director just
So,
messed up his Dutch movie
All
when he
right,
did
okay,
it English.
so he messed up. So that guy, okay, he did a good.
Not like I said, every remake is not good.
Whether you get the same director to do it or not doesn't mean the remake's going to be good.
Exactly. I'm not saying that it is at all. I'm just saying that when the director of Funny Games did his movie, he did his remake. That's the point is
You're
let the original director remake his movie if he wants to make it an American version of it. Not some American director who's probably going to put a white person in the main storyline because it always happens.
Now this is going to be put
So-
into theaters, correct?
I
Like,
don't
that's-
know because there's no director on
director.
this already.
Mike
and
Mike thinks that like horror fans are going to boycott so hard that no director will touch it.
That's
I
not what I'm saying at all.
guarantee you it's not going to happen.
I'm just saying that a director who picked up this movie would be like, why would I direct this when there's a really good original copy of it that's not that old, that's still crazy because I don't think this movie's gonna make money.
James Wan's name is attached to it. It's gonna make money.
It's gonna make no money, Dylan.
It's gonna make money, and I'll tell you why. Because if you saw The Nun, and James Wan didn't even really have anything to do with it that much. He just put his name on it. It's like when a chef works for a restaurant. Like you said, the studio owns the movie, correct?
Yeah.
The studio owns the movie. The guy made the movie. It's like with a restaurant. The chef can make any recipe he wants, and he can come up with whatever he wants. But when he comes up with that recipe, he doesn't own it. It's the restaurant that owns that recipe. So wherever he goes, you made it there with their ingredients. You came up with it in their facility. They own it. So they can do with that whatever they want. It sucks sometimes, but I'm not going to sit here and say everyone should be allowed to do with whatever they want, with however they want, because I do believe in the end, where's your fucking artistic integrity? Where is your original ideas? You know,
James Wan is not original,
and it's like, in my opinion, it's like bands. Unless if you're covering a band that's still a band, you're doing it wrong. Unless it's Hatebreed. That's true. That's a rule. So I do agree with you on that. The movie's so fresh. It's like with The Thing. That movie was remade how many years later after the 50s?
Which one?
20?
So there was a
20,
story. There was a story, and then there was
The 50s.
It came from Jesus Christ.
The story's called
Who Goes There's the
Who
story
Goes
by
There,
John
yeah.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh
And it
God, I
was
can't
like
remember the name.
The thing of like something.
The Thing
Thing
from
from
Another
Outer Space. It's the original movie.
The Thing from Outer Space. Yeah, The Thing from Another World.
Oh yeah.
So 1951, and then John Carpenter remakes it in 1980.
And then we got another
In
one.
my opinion, the
89?
total credible way
82.
of doing a remake is the way that the whole thing went down. I think that they should do something else, and I think that they should let this guy flourish and make a second movie. And then you're right, do try to support him, but you know that's not what's going to happen. Because
I know, and that's why I'm
making
mad.
a cheap American remake and
that
putting whoever they want in it, Korean or white or whoever.
Yeah.
It's going to be the quickest way that they can make money.
But
in return, it could possibly show exposure to the original film. Although I've mentioned before, like Let the Right One In. They did the version of that.
Yeah.
No one went and saw that remake.
No.
I did, but no one else did.
I watched it. Not in theaters, but I watched it on like TV or something.
No-
But that's my main argument.
Yeah.
This is my main thing. My main thing is that this director is currently trying to build a world or universe of his movie Train to Busan, and that movie does really end with a giant cliffhanger for more story to be told.
I still need to see it.
It really does. And my problem is that when you have like someone like James Wan, he's such a huge person. I feel like this director, and I want to go ahead and sit on the limb. I may be wrong. This movie was independent. It wasn't like
I'm
a
pretty
huge
sure it was.
Korean studio. I think it was an independent film. That's why like I watched it on Hulu or Amazon
It's on
Prime.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix now, but I watched it
Oh,
like
okay.
a couple of months ago.
It's not.
So
yeah,
it's not like a
Netflix
big
original.
movie, and it's just like with a name like James Wan already attached to it, his movie is just gone. It doesn't matter.
It's no
anymore.
longer who originally did it. 'Cause
Exactly.
His name's on it. It overshadows it.
Exactly, and that's my biggest problem with this is that we're not giving credit to the guy who originally made this fantastic
It's kind of
movie.
like the house with the clock in its walls. That movie that's
Yeah.
coming out. I didn't know Eli Roth directed it till like 2 days ago because all I think of is Spielberg.
Exactly.
So
Eli
it's-
Roth is directing that.
He
Yeah.
direct, yeah. See,
Jack Black's in it too.
Dude, fucking Kyle MacLachlan is the villain in that movie.
Whoa. I kind of
Yeah,
want to see. I've heard
Agent
some
Cooper.
mixed reviews on it. I'm kind of stoked for it.
I'd pay to go see it. You know,
My thing is my main point of this movie, listeners out there, watch Train to Busan on Netflix. Turn on those subtitles. I promise you're in for a fucking treat.
I joke that I hate subtitles. Would I prefer it not to have it? Of course, because I'm lazy. But I think that Americans should be more in tune to supporting directors and movies from other
Foreign
outlets
countries.
and foreign countries because
they make better movies than us most of the time. We get some pretty damn good movies. I've watched some pretty fucking fantastic foreign movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really good ones.
They really do a good job making horror movies.
My argument to Mike's counterpoint was that I'm just not surprised.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You know what, though?
I'm not
that's
shocked, and I don't think anyone else should be either. Just because they do not care about us.
Let's fucking. That's why we need to fucking burn down the establishment. Eat the fucking rich.
because the rich give us the movies.
No,
I'm
we're
not
gonna
funding
make
a
the
movie.
movies.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to the old days where we had.
No.
Horror Junkies will produce a movie one day.
No,
I'm
I don't want
calling
it.
it
I
now.
don't
Oh
want
yeah,
that at all.
with our new friend Leo, we're producing a fucking movie.
We're already calling in favors.
I know we just became
Yikes.
friends, but you want to make a movie?
We want to make a movie.
Yeah, but
All right.
I think horror fans won't have a problem supporting independent foreign.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
definitely, guys. Like I
filmmakers,
said, check.
you
It's on
know.
Netflix. Watch it. I don't know if it's like gonna go off anytime soon because I know Netflix kind of just they tell you some movies going off, but they'll tell you everything. So watch it before it just mysteriously goes away.
You want a list of things that are leaving Netflix this month?
No, let's go into the fucking episode. I'll post it
a lot
on our
of good
social
ones.
media on what's coming to Netflix.
No, it's leaving.
Oh yeah, it's sad. We don't want to disappoint any more people.
That's true.
We'll make a list on our
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff. But let's get into the real beef of this show.
The meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes. We're on Patrick's fucking movies. And Pat, why did you pick these two amazing movies?
Well, they're my favorites. Next to, of course, Halloween.
Well, they're my favorites.
Because Mike didn't let us pick Halloween.
I didn't let anyone pick Halloween.
about that.
He also wouldn't let us pick Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
not a
okay.
horror
I
No,
tried.
that was like a collective fucking decision amongst all of us.
Was it? I didn't agree
No,
to that.
everyone
Nope,
said yeah,
'cause
and
I
I said
picked it.
no.
Yeah, it was Patrick. It wasn't
Yeah,
Mike.
Pat agreed to it, and then
No, I disagreed to having Little China because
no, disagreed to it. Me and George
Oh.
wanted it very.
Yeah.
I think Jake did too.
Yeah. Not so much of The Fog is my favorite out of John Carpenter's, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, out of the list that we had, it was like I was like,
I
let's get some good 2 ones at least.
I think
He's
these
talking
two,
about Ghost of Mars was great.
I think these two movies exemplify John Carpenter in the best ways possible.
100%.
I
Yeah.
think The Thing shows off his practical effect prowess
Yeah.
and what he could do with a major budget, and then I think The Fog
With
shows
atmosphere.
what he can do on the complete opposite end of the spectrum money wise. That movie only had $1 million budget.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Halloween only had $375,000, but you know, The Fog came around $1 million budget. It makes $22 million.
So
It's
sad.
a fantastic ghost story. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic movie,
Spooky goose.
and I think that it goes to show that you give that man $1 million or $25 million, he's gonna make you something spectacular
Yeah.
and memorable.
Or sometimes we'll make you something that's really crap, but still memorable.
Well, we're still
Ghost of Mars.
We're
Ghost of Mars.
We're 80s. We're
damn it.
80s John Carpenter here.
Yeah,
so-
we're living up the good years right now.
Yeah.
But the first one we're going to talk about, everyone's going to be The Fog. You know, of course, directed by John Carpenter, written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, and released February 8th, 1980.
Okay, one thing before we talk about John Carpenter, the 1980, the remake was trash.
2005
Of
remake
course it
was
was.
terrible.
Oh yeah, the one
God.
with Smallville.
God,
Of course
yes.
it's trash.
Oh God. Oh God.
No, I mean, there probably could have been a better director choice on that end, but
If they remade that movie now, it'd probably be really good.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree. And especially if they kept true to what Carpenter did,
Yeah.
because he did a lot of fantastic things with this movie.
That movie was. I mean, The Fog was only 80 minutes.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
he,
and
the
then he
final
added.
cut, he added the beginning prologue of the sailor with the pocket watch telling the story, which is one of my favorite intros.
Greatest
to a movie.
edition, because
I love it.
The Fog in itself is just a ghost story. And it's
Mm-hmm.
probably the perfect embodiment of a ghost story because, especially with that first scene added, where it's the old man telling the spooky ghost story about the town and all this crazy shit. Like, it really adds a weird feel to things. Like,
Right.
is it still just a story? Or are we actually watching a movie? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, I mean, the little kid tells you, like, the main protagonist or one of the main protagonists, the radio DJ, she has her son. She's a single mom,
Yes.
and he's like, Mr. So and So told us ghost stories last night.
but
So
up
you-
until that point, you're not too sure.
yeah, up
you-
until that
it
point,
raised that
you think
suspicion,
you're
you're
in
like,
the story. Yeah,
Is this just like the story unfolding from him telling, and this is
Yeah.
what we're watching?
Mm-hmm.
But for those of you who may have not ever watched The Fog, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Just a real quick.
Go
this,
watch it. Come back.
I could see how that movie's been overlooked by
Overlooked.
certain
Oh, yeah.
fans.
But just a quick little snippet. As the centennial of the small town of Antonio Bay, is that right?
Antonio Bay.
Antonio Bay approaches, paranormal activity begins to occur at midnight. 100 years ago, the wealthy leper Blake brought Leper Blake. That's funny. That's awful.
Wealthy leper Blake. Say that 5 times.
Wealthy leper Blake. Wealthy leper Blake. He brought the clipper ship Elizabeth Dane and sailed with his people to form a leper colony. However, while sailing through a thick fog, hence why the fog is an entity in itself, they were deliberately misguided by a campfire on shore, steering the course of the ship toward the light and crashing it against the rocks. While the town's residents prepare to celebrate the victims of this heinous crime, that the town's founders committed, rise from the sea to claim retribution. Under cover of the anonymous glowing fog, they carry out their vicious attacks, searching for what is rightfully theirs.
Wouldn't you know it? A centennial celebration of something that happened in America that was heinous and terrible to disenfranchised people, lepers.
Lepers of all.
I love how
Outrageous.
they just show up on a clipper boat going, hey, I know we're really gross and everything, but you mind if we just set up a colony a mile that way? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, sure thing. Hold on 1 second. These people are gross. We can't have them near us. I got an idea. Let's light a fire. That'll get them. And
That'll
it really
learn 'em.
did. And it really did. It got them.
Back at the time that this happened, if you saw a light on
you
shore,
followed
you
it.
thought it was the lighthouse, your fucking ass was going towards it. So it's actually quite genius for the time period if you think about it. But what did you like about this movie, guys?
It was spooky.
Yeah, very spooky. The atmosphere of the fog, especially, was really well done. If it was me, I would probably have just done this as a short. I wouldn't make it a full length movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it kind of was almost.
I mean, how long is it? 80 minutes?
No, it was 80 minutes. They went
And
back
then
and
they went
added
back
stuff.
and added. Yeah.
80 minutes isn't even a short.
This would have been a nice, this would have been a nice short movie in last week's discussion that we had.
for body bags?
Yeah, this would have been a nice body bag, a little short.
I don't know if you could do the whole thing in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
though.
because the thing.
I mean, you cut it short, obviously, because it's it is not a complex story at all. It's a simple ghost story.
It is. It is when you look at it. It's not very complex.
And that's the
someone
thing with
was
John
wronged.
Carpenter.
Therefore, they want revenge.
They needed
can't. Their
6.
final rest isn't at peace yet.
But I also feel like you can say that a lot about John Carpenter's movies because they are simple, but you watch them for the making of the movie. And he does make it more complex.
he's not trying to throw a twist.
No,
at you.
exactly.
No,
he's not that type of director.
No, he's not. And I think this movie, what I personally like from this movie, besides from the ghost element and the perfect storytelling, is the scares.
Yeah,
they're effective. They're out of nowhere. You jump. In the beginning of the film when things start happening, it's midnight. The clock strikes 12, and then the phones start ringing, and then the alarms start going off, and the gasoline pump gets flown off, and things are fucking happening.
Dogs are barking at the ocean.
As soon as the movie starts, weird shit is happening. It sets a tone for a whole movie that you don't know what's going on. What is causing this? And I love that. I love that that element of surprise that he made into this movie.
I have noticed that John Carpenter loves using dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's a dog guy.
You know who else he likes
He
using?
very much likes doggos.
You know what else he likes using? Buck flowers.
Oh yeah, he's in this movie.
Buck flowers. In
I
this
saw him.
movie,
I was like,
baby.
oh god, he's in this movie.
There
Drink-
he is. There he is.
You
again.
had to know. I think he's been in every movie we've talked about.
Yeah.
I think he really
has.
has.
Except maybe in The Mouth of Madness.
Was
no.
he in Ghost of Mars?
No.
Or
Maybe.
was he? Or was he?
We don't know. But yeah, he is in this movie.
Also, is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee
and
Curtis.
and the other girl from
Annie.
Yes, there
She
was
Annie in
there
that.
was a lot of
Halloween.
Halloween cast in
Yes.
this.
Shocker. The lady who played Stevie Wayne was actually Carpenter's wife at the time.
Yep.
No,
And
no,
that
she
was-
wasn't yet. They got married while they were filming this.
I mean, this is still John Carpenter's wife at the time. Then
Yeah,
Kinda.
if they got
got
married
married,
during the filming,
yeah, they
at
got
the
married
time
during
of the
the filming.
movie, they were married.
come on.
For some of it. But
I-
I'm just
I
trying to
Googled
say.
Carpenter and the funniest picture just popped up. I can't.
Just a fat man
Just
cutting
a
some
fat
2x4.
man cutting some wood.
Just a fat man carpenting.
Was that John Carpenter at the beginning of the movie?
It was.
Yes, he is also in the movie.
I mean, like the very drunk priest. Why don't you stay and have a couple of drinks?
Yeah.
He's like, "Can I get paid?" And he's just like, "Why don't you show up at 6 tomorrow instead?" Like, I'm gonna.
Father Malone.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out right here.
No, bro, my mother. The
he was
blood
like,
of Christ is
he was just trying
very
to
powerful tonight.
He was trying to get him to hang out with him. Like, what? No. Can you pay me? No, I'm coming at 6.
He was mad about that.
He wasn't happy about it. And then the brick falls out, which that got me. I've seen this movie a bunch, but I actually got legit scared a couple of times today watching it. Like the brick pops out, and then you find, was it the gold?
Yeah.
No. He finds
the notes.
the journal.
He finds the journal. Yeah.
Yeah, the gold. The gold comes later.
The gold. It's always about the gold.
Good. Was it what? Go ahead, Ben.
I like the looks of him. It reminded me because we just watched Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, huh. I didn't put that together when I saw Mandy, but there's like a lot of like inspirements of in this movie from that too.
Silhouetted villains.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Because you don't really see their face except
No.
for the one that like attacks.
The ghoulies.
Yeah, the
A
ghoulies.
lot of cool too. Like a lot of the death scenes are off camera,
Yes.
which is probably due because of the budget.
The budget. I mean,
and everybody got it.
dude, the seagrass.
Everyone, yes.
The seagrass got wrecked.
The seagrass got it. The old lady got it.
Dude, that
The
was
weatherman got it.
Everybody got
That
it.
kid was about to get it.
He almost got it.
That guy was like, if I don't get in here, I'm going to turn into the fog and I'm going to get you. And he's like, he tried to open the door. They all had those crazy, like, fish gaffs.
Yeah.
They had, like, gaffs to, like, get that, fishermen used to, like, pick up the fish out of the water and into the boat. They all had a bunch of them. And, like, those were really cool, like, seafaring weapons for
and
leper
the sword. The
ghoulies to
motherfucker had a
have.
sword, man. He
He had a cutlass.
He was fucking.
He had the red eyes and the cutlass.
And that's like
Fucking
another thing I
spooky ghost
loved
pirates.
about this movie is the concept of the ghost. They were fucking fantastic.
Yep.
You know, when they like, you know, you kind of see them throughout the film, but they really come into play in the end when they're at the church and everyone's there because the fog is coming, and the fucking radio lady's like, "Don't go into the fog," and I instantly remember like Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Don't go into the tall grass.
Oh yeah, when the raptors get them.
Yeah, when the raptors get them. And I just think that scene is so like when it starts creeping in.
Yep.
And then they just appear and you're like, oh fuck.
And
Yeah,
It's
because the radio station is in the lighthouse, so
Yeah.
she
That-
kind of sees
now
everything.
that-
that
is-
fucking knocking.
No, it wasn't even like that. It was just like
Yeah, creepy.
Did you notice that they always
And
knocked? They were so polite.
they knocked.
They were like, "Hello,"
And they were- and they were
Is anybody home?
They would knock, and then if you wouldn't open the door, they're like, "All right, Plan B, fog, 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 fog,
Use the special power. Fog.
fog, fog."
But what an effective
Most
use
polite
of
ghost
fog.
ever.
Yeah.
Like, think
And
about
the
it.
fucking
Before,
remake. Guess what they used?
What?
CGI.
Of course they did. I mean, I'm not. I mean, they definitely use CGI in some of those
What
shots.
do they use in this
Not-
movie?
not in this
Dry
movie.
ice
Really?
from Publix.
No, there's no CGI in this fucking movie.
You sure?
I'm pretty fucking sure.
How did they get the fog rolling
they
in on the
fucking
bay?
used a fog machine?
I mean that. I
on
mean,
what? A battle cruiser?
no, but I mean, like technically, I mean, if you make a set of that, like a display of that,
So,
that coastline,
a lot of this-
film from a distance and then roll
No,
fog,
no, no.
it would.
It was miniatures.
It could work.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, miniature.
Miniatures. I could have guessed like
No
matte
computers.
paintings. Yeah, it was the
Or matte
80s.
pa- yeah.
The 80s. What could they have done?
Yeah, they couldn't really do.
That's
anything.
fucking crazy, man.
I'm looking at a.
Bro, they
I'm
put,
looking
they
at
put
Bu-
in work.
I'm looking at Buck Rogers' discography.
Buck Fowler, you mean?
Whatever.
Buck
Not
Flowers.
Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers. He's in a lot of Power Rangers, and guess who? His name's in. His name is Homeless Man.
That's all
always-
That's all he is.
Bearded Man. He's also in this thing called Mom Can I Keep Her? He's also a homeless man in that one.
Can I use your can?
He's actually just fucking homeless. Like
Yeah,
in real life, he's just a homeless dude.
He's the
Again,
he's
he's
the
in-
premier
all right,
homeless man.
He's in Wish Master.
Wish Master.
Can't
Wish
speak.
Master.
He's also named Homeless Man.
He's
He
homeless.
plays a homeless man.
Dude, he's literally like
Buck Flowers' whole career.
no. What it
based on
is
being
like
homeless.
he lives outside the studios, and they're like, "Fuck, we need a filler." Like, well, just go get Buck Flower. He'll do anything for $5.
He'll drink on a boat and get stabbed to death. He'll get gaffed to death for $5.
That first kill, like the seagrass. I love another thing I like about the movie. Like everything on the seagrass boat, everything was destroyed and had water in it, but the boat was completely dry.
That was really cool. It made it so much more supernatural and
Yeah.
unexplainable.
And then how the one guy was like, he's been dead for like only 24 hours, but he looks like he's been underwater for years. Just effective makeup, really good overall. Like I really enjoy this movie. Like I said, it was boring, and I do find it can be boring at times. But
because there's not like super in-depth stories, it's kind of like you're just watching these kind of things.
Yeah.
This
Which
is
is what
fucking
I'm saying.
cool, but like there's no like depth. Where you're just like, whoa.
yeah,
Nothing really like out of the ordinary, like anything sticks out for this movie.
just a small town.
But it is a cool story to be told, and like I said, if it was a short, it probably would have been better.
I don't know, man. I like it as a full length.
Okay.
I like it as a
full
full
length.
too.
I do love that part where there was just like, oh, there's fog on the horizon. He's like, there's no fog on the horizon. Then he's like, there's fog on the horizon.
Oh yeah.
I do love
Like, huh.
and I love how they're just like, the wind is blowing east, but the fog is moving west against the wind.
That's spooky.
That is spooky.
It makes the fog. It makes it it makes it a character in itself.
It makes it the
It's
fog
not-
itself
it's not
is
just
an
a
entity.
vessel. Yeah.
It's an entity itself.
Yeah.
Some fun trivia actually though, because there's a book called The Fog, and this movie is unrelated to it completely.
Really?
And I wanted to make sure that was true, and I googled it, and it was like the book The Fog and the movie The Fog by John Carpenter are nowhere in any shape, form, way or form are related. But this movie actually has two inspirations, both of which are related to Great Britain, and the first is a British film called The Crawling Eye. I want to say that may be the American release. I think it may have been released in the UK or something different, or flip-flop. That's the UK release, and the American version is something different.
Right.
Which was released in 1958, which dealt with monsters hiding in the clouds. So you can see where...
What?
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah. And then he also stated, John Carpenter also stated that his co-writer, Deborah Hill, was inspired by a trip to Stonehenge. And of course, that's the ancient monument in southwest England, which is covered in fog during their visit. So that's pretty cool. Those two things melding together to make this movie.
Nice.
Oh.
Got some more trivia if you guys want some.
Oh, how about that?
Adjust your glasses first.
I will. Let's see. Let's see. In the 1990s, John Carpenter mentioned during an interview with Fangoria magazine that he was interested in producing an anthology series based on The Fog. Now, however,
Going back to
it
Pat's
just
short
didn't
story
happen.
thing.
But I think that would be really fucking cool. Could you imagine a fucking anthology series based on The Fog? And The Fog, I want to assume, is going to be the titler of it all.
Right.
And it not all just be about the fog, but like be these ghosts,
Creepy stories.
ghost
Yeah.
story-esque
Ooh,
things.
creepy ghost.
Spooky ghost. I think that's kind of cool, though. I think it would have worked well as an anthology series.
The
if it would've
fucking
picked up.
ghosts. But like, so they weren't pirates, right?
No, they were.
I mean,
I don't think they were pirates.
No, they were lepers.
I mean,
Oh.
in the time frame, I mean,
But they look
no,
like pirates.
They're still in the
But-
time frame of like wooden ships and things like that. So I mean, I can't remember if they stole that gold or that was just his fortune, right?
Yeah, he was like a rich dude.
Now, my main question was this:
Blake.
was there just gold, or did some motherfucker make it into a gold cross?
This is the question that most evil white people back in the 1800s asked themselves. How can I take their gold and also not have these disgusting freaks near me? That is a question that most monopolizing type people who run
Colonists.
colonies like that are like, how can I have it my way? My cake and eat it too.
My way or the highway.
And the thing is, another cool effective thing was the board that her son finds. It's part of the Dane. It's part of the
Dane.
ship.
That was a bit much.
In the,
That was a bit of a stretch.
yeah. Him finding it was a bit of a stretch.
It was a gold coin and it turned into a piece of wood.
It was. I will say though, it was effective in the radio show when they started dripping water, and then ruined the tape, and there was like this weird fucking like talking, and then it like busted in the flames.
That was scary.
And it said 6 must die.
That was
fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they brought that in.
Did 6 people die in that movie?
Yes.
Okay,
6
the 3 on
people
the boat,
do die.
Was
The
it
weatherman?
6?
3 people die on the boat.
the weatherman, the old lady, and
The priest at the end.
So
they
6
come
died.
back. 6 had to die.
Yeah.
Even though they got what was theirs, the Golden Cross, Blake's treasure, his fortune,
6
6
had to
still
die.
had to die because I believe there's 6 ghosts. So it was one person for every one of their deaths, which I thought that was fucking cool.
That'll learn them.
Exactly. I mean, it's a fucking good ghost revenge story.
When the body of the guy they find on the boat comes back to life and almost stabs Jamie Lee Curtis. I thought it was about to go down.
That like straight Undertaker just rises to go.
Yeah, I thought it was about to go down, and like she didn't, like she was unharmed.
Effective.
He got tired. He fell over.
Yeah, he got
No,
tired.
you couldn't be found.
You
out.
can only walk dead for so long.
Effective.
Very effective.
Really good. Watch if you haven't seen this movie, watch it, man. This is like one of those movies that you throw on in October when you're trying to get spooky and the leaves are blowing in the wind.
It's a quick watch. And
we don't have that in Florida.
For a budget of $1 million.
It's on Shudder right now
You
too. Like you can watch it on Shudder for free. You have the subscription.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. That's where I watched it. It was on Shudder.
Same
What
here.
the Now watch it on the
I
internet.
think you turned a nickel into a quarter with this one.
I think he
with
did
the
too.
budget, making it what it was, and I think that's almost where he's at his best.
It did make
When
money,
you
right?
when you give him just next to nothing, and he's got to
That's
kind
how-
of do it on his own.
And that's how I feel like with a lot of other directors, like M. Night Shyamalan. If you don't give him a budget, like a big budget, he does well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely agree. You get all that money. You don't know. You're like, I could do anything I want. Whereas like
Airbender.
And then you outdo yourself, and now you just got his trash fucking
The Happening.
project.
But if you don't have a big budget, you kind of have to figure out where money's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, I can't do this, but I could put more money into this.
I compare it to like Twin Peaks season 1 and 2 as it compared to 3, where you're gonna have a different studio, a different budget, and different types of control,
Especially with the time.
and especially with the time too. It's like 1 and 2. I
And
liked
then
a lot
what,
more
20
than
years
3.
later?
20 years later, if you let your guy get off the ropes a little too much,
Yeah.
you get Twin Peaks season 3, and then you're just like 18 episodes, and I still don't know what's happening.
Got to keep that storyline
That's why-
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know what's happening
That's why I
because I've
haven't
never
picked it
seen
back
it.
up.
Well, George, you don't really have to. It's okay.
I disagree.
All right, so what's everyone's rating?
Let's see.
Jamie Lee Curtis was cool in this movie.
Jamie Lee Curtis is
She
a
was
great
barely
character.
in it, and she barely said anything. But
She was there
But she was
for
great.
Yeah, she was
Star power.
She was the fast and loose hitchhiker
yeah.
that.
You picked me up. I'm fucking you.
Yeah, she's like, oh, we can have sex, and
mean,
then
that guy
all the
wasn't
wi-
bad
No,
looking, though.
no. It was good. It was so sick.
That was
I
great.
mean, she's like, oh, we can have sex, and all the windows blow out, and she goes, we can still have sex.
It's totally cool. She's totally chill.
Hey man,
She's like,
hey, when you're in the fucking moment, you're in the fucking moment.
No, I'm just
alright?
saying, man, like-
whether
Yeah, the-
blowing out or not.
The cock blocking ghost is like, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, you gotta knock.
This,
That's funny.
This ought to make him flaccid real quick.
The polite spooky
Right? He was
ghost.
on the bed for like a
I
minute. He's like, I'm ready.
I love
I'm
how,
ready.
I love how he goes to open the door, and before that, it shows the shot of the ghost dude raising the sword in the air, and then you go to open the door, and there's no fog and no one's there. You think he's about to get it, and he
Yeah.
doesn't. Nice little fake out there.
yeah, I like that. Like I said, this movie has a lot of good little tidbits in it. It's definitely a fun watch.
The fog gets my seal of approval of it's a must watch. For
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I agree. I'll give that movie a 8.
All right.
I give it 7 spooky fog ghosts out of 10.
Okay.
There's only 6.
I don't
there's
care.
only 6.
Well,
It's for the.
I
fine.
figured you would have did like 7, golden crosses,
Yeah.
cursed golden.
Well,
There was
Golden
only
Cross.
one golden cross.
Damn, you're right.
I mean, technically, there could be multiple
My
golden
name's
crosses.
Dylan. You're
got,
the
my,
golden crosses.
got my ass.
Dylan, what you rated?
He already gave it approval.
I gave it the
Oh,
seal
okay,
of
okay.
approval.
And
I don't
Patrick.
want to do the 1 through 10 thing.
I give it a 7.5, mostly on just atmosphere and creepiness.
It's an effective ghost story, y'all.
Yeah.
It really is.
Um,
It's cool.
Extremely effective.
Ghost movies don't really get good. Like ghost movies, usually there's like paranormal activity and things
Well,
like
that's
that.
the thing. We get like that found footage kind of.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
being
not-
haunted. Like
I'm
kind
not
of thing
mad
now.
about that.
Like I don't know.
Have you seen the movie Ghost Story from like the 70s?
I mean, I've watched the new one,
The
Ghost
A24.
Story.
No,
by
the
A24,
original
and I
movie
cried.
called it's called Ghost Story. It's
A
fucking
Christmas story.
terrible.
Oh well, I'm on board.
Fucking terrible.
I just think like this is a nice like if you want to watch a ghost movie but you really don't want to watch like Paranormal Activity or things like Hell House, LLC, or things like those paranormal-esque movies. This is a great, if you haven't watched it in a while or never seen it, it's a good sit down to watch a great scary
It's a top 5 ghost story. for me.
story.
You sit down
movie.
at night with some snacks and some fucking popcorn. And
There's
some
no
fucking sodas.
there's no possession. There's no we're throwing random things at people, lifting people off the ground and shit like that. It's
There were
just
some moving chairs.
I mean that's good. I like that.
But the whole town just came under the ever presence of just like, here comes something fucked up.
They're like, fuck.
The entire town reacted to it.
All right, but moving forward, I guess we've talked about the fog. Let's move on to the
Thing.
The crown jewel of my opinion.
jewel
of
of
Carpenter's filmography.
Literally,
I think
the thing come down with
Would it
like
be the crown
angels
jewel?
descending.
That's tough for me because we didn't talk about Halloween this month on purpose.
But I think now for Halloween being my favorite Carpenter movie, The Thing is I think is his best movie.
I agree.
Hands down.
I agree with you, hands down.
On just the making of the movie, the story he told. It's a remake. The fact that it's a remake and it's like,
But it's a vague
it's very vague. Yes,
It was mostly based on the book than it was the
original movie.
the
Yeah.
I
original movie.
mean, have you guys watched the original?
Yeah.
a very, very long time ago.
I mean, it's that's the new one.
Yeah. No, that the picture you were just on. That's the Nah.
Pretty fucking effective. No flamethrowers.
No, then I don't want it.
They never.
Yeah.
That's why it sucked.
Your movie.
That's why it sucked.
why it sucked.
No flamethrowers. Your movie sucks.
If you ain't got flamethrowers, I ain't watching the fucking movie. Basically,
But no, it is based off of the Thing that we love and cherish to our grave is based off John Campbell's Who Goes There,
Yeah.
Who goes there?
who then brought in 1951 The Thing from Another World by Christian Nyby. Probably Nyby. And
Which
then
that movie was featured and shown in the Halloween movie.
was it?
Yeah.
It's the movie the kids watch when they're babysitting the kids, and
Mhm.
like the little boy's watching a movie,
Some Illuminati
Oh,
shit.
that's
and
awesome.
he's watching the thing.
Ooh,
That's sick.
I
That's
think
a
I'm another
fun
world or
little
whatever,
trivia for you.
and then years later, he's remaking it.
And then years later, he's remaking it in
Yeah.
fucking and being released in June of 1982
Yeah.
of all years or all months to release a cold movie,
A
And
cold, scary movie.
It
Yeah.
was right after E.T.
which really affected its box office.
Yeah.
I think.
Also, critically, this movie was not praised when it first came out.
Yeah.
This is
People
wh-
fucking hated it.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill dogs, you motherfucker!
This movie's fucking gross. John Carpenter is a hack.
He fucking hates dogs.
I would love to like call every person who wrote a bad review about this movie and be like, "What do you think now, you fucking jackass?"
I'm surprised you didn't call him a nerd.
Oh, actually, The Thing opened on the same day as Ridley Scott's Blade Runner.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Two of my
Which
two
were
of my
both
top 5
bombed.
favorite movies,
Yeah.
Blade Runner and The Thing, make my
Man,
top
they were
5.
they weren't made for that time.
Both movies
Ahead
were
of
met
the
with
times, for sure.
unfavorable reactions at the premiere. So both of them actually kind of like
Yeah.
bombed
both
at the
of them,
beginning,
yeah.
and now they're like staples in like old
Like I said,
cinema.
like
I
just
just
said,
said that.
Yeah, Patrick just said they were ahead of their time.
Well, that's how I feel about it. That I had to say it a second time, all right? Because I totally agree.
I mean,
cocksucker.
do we really need to explain what this movie is? I feel like
Do it
everyone
anyway. Do it
should
anyway.
know, but
do it anyway.
doing it anyway. Just
And if
a nice-
you haven't seen this movie,
You're a dork.
leave us a review.
leave us a review. Watch it and leave us a review. So just a good plot summary for all of you listeners who may not watch this movie, whoever you are. In the midst of the Antarctic
strange,
snowfield,
sad
the
fuck.
scientists and workers of a small American research base are shocked when a helicopter begins to circle their camp, chasing and shooting at a dog. You fucking animals! They're shooting a dog. That's so mean.
I told you,
Until
dude.
you
John
realize what
Carpenter's
that fucking
dog.
dog
Until you
is.
realize what that fucking dog is. When the helicopter is destroyed and the passengers are killed, the dog is led into the base, and the Americans begin to wonder what has happened. The helicopter has Norwegian markings. And I love that, like, this movie was banned in Finland.
Really?
Yeah, this is a quick little thing.
What about
Banned in Finland. I wonder why.
Because they're dorks.
Is it because R.J. McCready calls them Swedes the whole
I
time?
think so. No, I think it's because
What happened to these fucking Swedes? God
Swedes-
damn it!
the guy's like,
I hate
they're
them.
Norwegian. He has to remind them all the time. So they must be from from the Norwegian base, not too far from their own. A team of Americans are sent to that base and find out what has happened. On arrival, they find that the place has been destroyed. They also discovered a mangled body that looks as though it was once that of a person, which they bring back with them for further study. Because that's a great fucking idea. This thing is mutated and is burnt. Let's bring it back with us.
Yeah,
that's
duh.
a smart move.
for science.
Science. And then it's only, like I said, it only then that the clues begin to add up. The dog morphs horribly into a strange creature that attacks the researchers. They manage to fight it off, but they come to a terrible conclusion. An alien with the power to transform and take the appearance of anybody else is amongst them.
Now, I will always mention these two movies, and then it's The Thing, obviously, and Jurassic Park that inspired me to want to be a special effects artist, which never happened.
Still time, baby boy. Still time.
There's no money to be made.
You know why it hasn't happened?
That's
right?
not true. It's coming back.
You're lazy.
It's coming back.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying.
I was talking to George.
Oh, sorry. But what were you saying, Pat?
Those two movies for me, like for special effects and practical effects, do it
Ew.
as his chair farted.
My chair farted. I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop
I'm sorry. I move and it just creaks.
Wow, I lost my train of
What
thought.
are we on,
I'm
the
sorry.
Clipper ship?
You're talking about two movies.
Oh, these two movies
Special
are
effects.
my big inspiration for special effects.
Yeah, I agree, hands down. Like the use of effect.
You cannot talk about this movie and not talk about the special effects and the practical effects in this.
Do you want my opinion about this movie?
Go ahead, Dylan.
God.
Oh, yes, please.
If you don't like this movie, you don't like horror.
Yep, exactly.
And I will argue that to the day I die. If you can
I
sit there
agree,
and tell me, if you can fucking sit there and tell me that you like horror movies, but you don't like The Thing. If you haven't seen it, that's one thing. But if you've watched it and don't like it, you don't like horror movies. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. But this movie epitomizes so many positive things that people do right with a horror movie.
Yeah, and it kind of
It
influenced
even-
the new wave of everything to come years
It
after.
really did.
Yeah.
I mean the
Look,
The
it
use
just
of
inspired
practical-
a movie we just talked about. And then we
literally, like in our interview with the director of Trench 11, his movie is heavily inspired by The Thing.
Yeah.
And I don't even think we planned that. It kind of just worked out that way.
Not
Yeah.
to mention all the pop culture references that
Exactly.
they make to The Thing.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking South Park does it.
With
So-
the blood test.
Yeah, with the blood test and like so many.
that's what sold Carpenter on
Yeah.
this film.
Such a cool fucking scene.
that scene is
Because
pivotal.
the whole movie you're trying to figure out who the fuck is it. Because
I love that aspect.
The monster is a
Shapeshifter.
shapeshifter.
in a sense.
In a
Yeah.
sense. For lack of
mutates-
better words.
it mutates.
he
the
has
cell.
a shape, and sometimes it shifts.
He's
There
the
you go.
imitator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There, I don't know. I'm just
Whatever.
Whatever.
nice finger guns, Mike.
Shoot him, McGavin. Shoot him, McGavin.
No, he is not in this movie. There's no connection.
But no, I
There could
definitely
be.
agree that scene, like the whole movie up to that point, like you're literally like, oh my fucking god, who is it?
Yeah.
Like who's been affected? Like who
'Cause-
has the thing taken over?
Not only that, but like the dog walking in the room and you don't know who it is.
How is that dog such a good actor?
Right? Okay.
No.
Best performance by a
All
dog.
the dogs.
It
Are,
didn't look at anyone. It didn't do. It just.
Dude, I said the same fucking thing when I was watching. I was like, dude, these fucking dogs are like trained to a T. Where the fuck
they
did
had
they
a
find
dog trying to tear open a fucking fence with his mouth to get the fuck out. He's like, yeah,
them? He said, fuck all y'all other dog, get the fuck out.
Like,
Yeah.
And then it got sprayed with goo, and I felt so. If you love animals and you've never watched The Thing, this ain't your movie. Because there's a lot of dead animals in this
Okay,
movie.
well, like, dude, going on that scene in general. So, like, you know, when that dog, they get it and they go to put him in the cage with the other dogs. Like, he just the strange dog walks in slowly, and all the other dogs are like kind of like sleeping,
And they
lounging
back
around.
The fuck up.
Yeah, and then he kind of like the dog walks in, and like I feel like it just knows that like it's different, and the dogs are gonna because he just like walks barely into the door and then just kind of like lays down. Like
It just
maybe
makes
they
this
won't-
really fucked
maybe
up
they
noise.
won't fucking notice me, and then all the other dogs get up and they're like, nah, I don't trust this guy. Fuck this guy.
But think about
Uh-uh.
it. That level of we ain't fucking with this dog. Like the dogs had the ability to sense that dog wasn't right. That thing wasn't a dog. And think about the fact that if it didn't take over the dogs. Hold on, let me finish this real quick.
Go ahead.
If they didn't kill the dogs, remember like Blair kills the last dogs. Those dogs probably could have been used to figure out who the thing was way before the blood test.
God
Definitely.
damn it, Blair! Fuck!
Not only that, but like always trust a dog in horror movies.
Yeah.
The remake of Hills Have Eyes.
Yep.
The dogs were trying to fucking like, hey, this is the only way to get out.
Like
Oh, that's right.
The fog.
The fog.
fuck.
The
Dogs were barking.
barking.
They were literally get the fuck out.
That dog started making weird noises, and all the dogs started going, Clark, Clark, let me out. Clark.
This guy's not right, Clark. God damn it! Why can't you see it?
And then he goes in there, and just the horror show of just like decaying, decrepit dogs that were like sprayed with acid are like being absorbed and assimilated by whatever the fuck this is. They all just walked in on some kind of fucked up nightmare.
Or a weird kind of orgy.
That's why that fucking dog trying to bite his way off of the fence. I like felt for that dog so bad. I was like, God damn it! Like he kept looking back too, and he was like, Oh shit!
2 dogs got out.
Shit!
2 dogs got out. They said fuck. Like they ran out. They were all about saving yourself at that point.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of fun things about this movie, especially on how it was made. Also, they were actually cold.
Yeah.
The studio and the whole area was like put down to like what 40 degrees.
40, yeah.
Not only that, but like not like they turned the AC unit down.
No.
They got like industrial fucking like freezing units put
Yeah.
into the studio to make it feel like the subarctic. Like,
Bro,
So with that, you're gonna get a real performance from these.
yeah,
from
they're
these
fucking.
actors.
If they're shaking, it's because they're fucking shaking.
bro,
They're
I used
cold.
to have to work in a freezer that was -20, and let me fucking tell you, dude, being in that thing is fucking miserable.
I think
And that was like
Antarctica is actually colder.
Yeah,
than
then you got to think
Yeah.
about wind chill too.
yeah, because yeah.
Yeah, so like being in a -20 freezer for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at a time, like dude, it's like even like fully like suited up, it still fucking
So
sucks.
not only are you showing the actors what they should be scared of, you're showing them with practical effects. Not only you're putting them in the place where where they are location wise and like accurately, like it's fucking cold. So you're
Yeah.
gonna get a great performance from all these actors, and you did. Like I did care about all these actors, and
Well, 100%.
Not only that too, but you don't fall into the trope of showing your monster too early.
no,
That doesn't
Because
matter.
you don't have a
it
look.
doesn't matter because it doesn't have a look. It can
Exactly.
be whatever it wants.
And I loved when they that first look of it though. That like crazy 2-head where like it was trying to
notice-
escape.
it was in the
So
middle
did you
of
notice
morphing, yeah.
when it's like a flower blown thing and the dog's head falls off?
Yeah.
It's so sick.
So great.
Okay, and like so like I have to say it, like another thing that like I really love about the thing is so like at first glance, all right, you got this crazy fucking monster kind of movie kind of thing, like you're getting invaded, but like the undertones are like you can't trust anybody. Like it's
It's
like
paranoia.
It's like that sense of paranoia where you're just like, all right, well there's this thing, obviously it fucking changes shapes. And then that's when
Oh,
it
it's-
starts. Like they stop trusting each other. They're like, "Oh, how do I know you're not the thing?" And then
Yeah,
like,
it's at that point
it
it's
starts
self-preservation.
internal affair between all them when like they should be working together to like save each other. Now
But
they're all
I
kind of
f-
like, I don't. fucking
I
trust
feel like
anybody.
their
Fuck you.
reaction is 100% what would happen.
Yeah.
Because if you find out that there's this entity that can take over anyone and look just like them, speak, walk, talk, like you can't trust anyone. Who can you trust? Up until the blood test. Then you're able to be
Such a
like,
cool
okay, like, all right, we all know that, you know, men, when we bleed, that it's just tissue. But this being is going to try to survive. So that whole concept of, like, burning the blood was fucking pure genius. Like,
It was.
and then it works. They're all like, this is bullshit. This isn't going to work. And all of a sudden, there we go, Prowler.
dude, that fucking like
He
spooked me a
fucking
little
starts rocking back and forth season and shit, and he just fucking blows up. And I love that scene. That whole fucking scene is perfect.
Yeah, like he goes into the ceiling, then he drops down and then like just bites that dude's head. And just
Because
starts shaking
his
him
head
around,
fucking
yeah.
rips apart, and he just uses his whole head as a giant mouth.
It never looks the same twice.
And I love that. I
Yeah.
think this movie is fucking perfect. Like,
It
there's
really
not
is.
one bad scene.
No.
Like, there's not a dull moment.
Yeah, when the dogs get slaughtered.
I mean,
Had to
Let's hear
happen,
it.
bro.
had to happen,
Yeah.
bro.
Had to
Doesn't mean I
happen.
gotta fucking like it.
It just goes to show you that like nothing's off limits.
Exactly.
When,
And
when an animal dies in a movie, it sucks, but it shows that nothing's off limits.
especially when it comes to,
It's kind of like The Witch when the witch kills a baby in the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
you can tell from the
Like,
witch.
that's when you know
was
it's
like,
all-
there's no rules.
Yeah, there's no rules. Anything can happen. That's what this movie does. It's just
I'm like, dude, going on those
Man.
practical effects, the guy who created it, Rob Bottin, he was only 22
Yep.
when he started doing this. So, dude, he was fucking young.
his
And, like,
life is
and
sick.
yeah,
It was-
the work that he created is monumental.
He would also like stay up like almost a full day just because he wanted to do it.
Ugh.
Like, can you imagine being on this project and being like, all right, create some fucked up monsters?
Yeah.
not
And you're
knowing-
like,
not
spaghetti,
knowing.
fucking spider head motherfucker.
He was high. That's what he was. He was high off his
Spiderhead
ass.
is the most out of
So
all
cool.
the all of all the versions of the monster. Spiderhead's the most infamous.
It's probably the
It's my favorite.
grossest
Yeah.
formation of it all. Like they burn that guy, and it's just like,
Dude, he slowly
the head's
stretches
pulling
himself.
its way, pulling away, and then like all those gross things in the bubble, and then it falls and it like pulls itself.
He like uses its
Super
tongue
gross.
to pull itself
And
away.
it's cool too because the movie uses like harsh shadows to hide it.
Yep.
like a lot of the look of the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have that Jaws thing. You don't reveal your monster to the end, but again, like with this monster,
Doesn't
like,
matter.
It doesn't matter.
And then the faculty did that Spiderhead too.
They did.
Kind of thing.
They did,
They
yeah.
did do that.
No,
Fun.
fucking
See,
Vincent's
it
head.
inspires all movies.
Another tidbit. Season 1, episode 8 of the X-Files is a direct homage to this film.
Hell yeah.
Is it?
So if you've never watched that episode, I know I don't. I probably had, just don't remember it. Watch that episode with a new light after knowing this, and see if you can make the connections, because apparently it's a direct homage. So that's cool.
Let us know.
Direct homage.
You know, honestly, like not that it's really important, but like I want to sit through like all the X-Files, like start from the beginning. And just
I can
watch
do it
through.
again.
We should, because
Good luck, bro.
that's an episode that needs to happen.
Because like honestly, like I've watched episodes here and there, just like randomly with like roommates and shit like that, but I've never actually sat through and gone through the whole thing.
It's a fantastic TV series with the movies
I
included.
mean,
Except for the last
I
season.
definitely grew up in a time where like it used to come on every Sunday night, and that's how I knew my weekend was coming to a close and school was the next day. Was I watched
so you have
the
a
X-Files.
poor association with it. God damn it, school's
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
I get the X-Files.
But that was a sweet note to end on. Was all right. I'm gonna watch the X-Files, and
Yeah.
then fucking.
So something that's a little bit different. The Thing, it's not written by John Carpenter, actually. It's
No.
written by Bill Lancaster.
He didn't do the score either,
Nope.
He didn't do the score either. And you know what? This is one of the most iconic scores, I think.
and it was nominated for a Razzie or whatever for
Yeah.
worst score, one of the worst scores of all time. It just goes to show you that people back then
Are
just
stupid.
didn't appreciate, they didn't appreciate what they had.
Yeah.
Uncultured swine.
The guy that wrote the music, the movie wasn't done yet. Like it was still in pre-production.
Pre-production?
So, yeah, or post actually.
Post,
It was
sorry. Yeah,
after,
post-production.
But he was very inspired by John Carpenter, so it does have a John Carpenter feel to it, as like the sound.
Oh, yeah,
score.
100%. Like, if they didn't show that scroll of the guy who wrote the music,
I would think it was
you
John
would
Carpenter.
you would think it was John Carpenter, because
Yeah.
it felt like John Carpenter music.
And the thing is, he wrote music for the music or for the movie, and John Carpenter put it in on what scenes were appropriate.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, so he
That's
didn't.
cool.
He didn't particularly wrote like any particular music for any scene.
He just wrote music, and then
And
John
then
Carpenter was
John-
like,
yes.
my mastermind of music and film, I'm going to put this in scenes that I feel are perfect.
Yes, exactly.
And I want to say that the beginning of that movie with that spaceship, that's actually like a direct homage to the original film.
Yeah.
That whole spaceship with the lettering coming out of the sky. Love it. That beginning intro song is fucking amazing. That doom doom.
Yeah.
I love it. Like it
This-
it helps set that isolation. Weird shit's about to happen. Buckle up, and you better have fucking snacks.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Dylan to yell snacks, and it didn't happen.
No.
I'm sad.
No.
But if
sorry.
you haven't seen this movie and you love movies like Halloween or even Alien, like
You're gonna love this movie.
Is this your favorite iteration of Kurt Russell?
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
next to
Fucking Kurt Russell.
next
this,
to
this is your favorite. This is your favorite.
no,
Kurt
Little
Russell.
China will always be my favorite.
Jack Burton.
Nah, man,
is the number
I
one
love
Kurt Russell
McCready.
character.
Yo, someone had the audacity to call him Mac Reddy on the internet, and I was like, it's McCready, you fucking idiot.
Mac
and
Reddy.
Wi-
They
Mac-
split
I'm
Mac,
Mac-
and Reddy. Like, my name's Mac Reddy. And I'm like,
I'm Mac ready to smack someone if they ever fucking say that name.
yeah, his name is McCready, everyone. It's not Mac Reddy.
Mac and Window.
Yeah, yeah. And which was like not
Unrelated.
even on
Yeah.
purpose.
Not at all.
The dog's name's Jed.
Yes, the dog's name is Jed, and it's not the
What a great
same
dog.
dog that was running when being chased by a helicopter. That was a different dog.
No.
I love
that they
What-
painted to
love-
look like Jed.
I love how Windows' job was to sit in front of a fucking useless radio that wasn't going to contact anybody. And people were like, "Did you find anyone?" He goes, "God damn, man, there ain't no one out here for miles, man."
Yeah, I loved him.
Just like, and they're like, "Well, just
Oh.
keep trying. Keep trying for what?
There's no one.
There's no one."
Also, I love Kurt Russell in this movie, but he fucking ruins the only source of entertainment next to ping pong.
He said,
He's like,
"Fuck this," and
Man,
pours
he's
fucking
like,
alcohol.
they
on
had,
it.
a
cheating
pinball,
bitch.
they had a pinball machine.
he
and
probably broke that too.
and a billiard table.
No one was playing with it, so he probably got mad.
The only female character in the movie was the chess wizard.
Do you want to know who voiced it?
It was his wife.
It was his wife,
Yep.
My wife.
the lady who played Stevie Wayne in the Fog. She voiced it.
Well, you
I
know what-
fucking
what-
love that scene.
well, they
though. He
u-
just pours the alcohol and he's like,
Cheating
"Fuck this
bitch."
shit."
Yeah, someone said that when I guess a critic said the movie sucked, and the only thing good about it was a good advertisement for J&B Scotch. I'm like, okay.
I mean,
all right.
Granted,
It's
it did make me want to drink scotch.
It's the best advertisement ever then, if that's the fucking case.
Yeah.
But apparently they had a woman casted to be in the movie, but she was pregnant and
Oh.
couldn't film. So she couldn't do it, and they had replaced her with a guy.
God dang it.
I wonder what actor.
Yeah, it's a full guy cast.
Who she's gonna play?
I don't know.
I mean, there's girls in the remake.
No, I'm just mean like in the sense of like I wonder who she was gonna be casted for. That
Probably a doctor.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Maybe.
Probably.
I love the Doctor. I love Cooper. I thought Cooper was a great.
For sure.
And I want to say if I'm not mistaken, him or Blair, were the only ones not grossed out by the autopsy scene because they did use real animal organs.
Well, Wilford Brimley's a fucking real deal cowboy.
yeah. Who does he play? Cooper or Blair? Or
He's
is
Blair.
he's Blair? Okay.
He's Blair.
So
And he goes on a diabetic rage. his diabetes kicks in. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. Pow, pow, pow.
pow pow.
And then he
Western
throws
style.
his gun.
He said, "Oh, there's no bullets. Fuck this gun."
And he threw the gun. Poor Windows is just like, Jesus fucking Christ, Wilford, chill out. He's like, it wants to assimilate with us. I ain't gonna let it out.
I think he's an underappreciated
Just
character.
chopping up characters, and then like they have to fucking like make this dude chill out and put him in a fucking shed.
And then he has a noose.
Then they go check him out, and he's chilling. He made a noose, and he's like, I'm all right, guys. I'm better now. Can I come inside? And it's
I
just
would like to come inside now.
I would like to come. Can I please come inside now? And they're just like, yeah. What is that?
They don't even point out the noose.
They don't even
don't
point it
even
out.
acknowledge it.
But then he's like, wait a minute, didn't you hear me? I said I wanted to come inside, and Kurt
slam.
Russell's like, yeah, Noosey, I heard you.
Yeah, I'll be
And
back.
let's
talk
just go
about
ahead and-
how he was infected the whole time, and then when they go down to the thing, they try to go blow the whole stuff up. He finds Clark and just sticks his hand
Oh yeah,
in his face.
That was sexy.
And then like when they show him dragging off, like his hand merged with his whole face, and he just dragged him. I was like, oh god damn.
I love that.
Fucking gross.
I was like,
I
if
loved
they
it.
made a sex scene out of that, I'd be happy.
What the fuck?
But like,
What the fuck?
all right, True Colors are coming out.
Yeah, okay. This is the end of the
I'm
podcast.
just
Stay
kidding.
weird,
I'm
y'all.
just kidding.
On that
I'm
note,
kidding.
But Mike's staying weird, so y'all should too. God damn.
Well, can we talk about that abdomen scene?
Oh, that's one of
yeah.
the most iconic scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Because that was fucking sick. I said, "Holy shit!"
I
Yeah,
was
bit
like,
his
why
hands
even
off.
try? Why even bother? The motherfucker ain't breathing anymore. It's been how long now? Like
I would have said thing. It's the thing. Like
yeah, burn him.
he could have just like passed out from exhaustion. Well, that's tough luck, buddy. You should have stayed awake. Burn it.
Just burn him.
That's what I would have fucking done. No,
Oh,
I
God.
think it was really effective too when he was burning all the blood samples.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "All right, Childs, we'll save yours for last." And then he burns it and it jumps.
Yeah.
You don't think it's gonna happen then.
Nope.
You really don't. And they don't need any fucking violin strikes to let you know that's what
Yeah,
you need.
no
It-
music scores. Yeah,
It
yeah.
does it all on its fucking own.
That shit was spooky.
The only sound effect is a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that's actually real.
Yeah.
On camera,
Yeah, and then those poor dudes are just tied to the fucking chair. Like,
all around the board. Great movie.
I love how Clark at the end is just like, I'm sure you gentlemen are all fine and well and highly intelligent, but I do not want to spend the entire winter tied to this fucking chair.
He fucking rages.
And you're just like, God damn, Clark, I feel you. Like, you've been through some shit, boy. Like, get out of there.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
okay.
It's
so
really.
and I do have to ask because I want to know everyone's opinions. So at the end of the movie, you know,
Oh, the ending. Yeah.
you know the ending,
Oh.
the very great ending. You know, they blow it up. You think there's only one guy left alive, and then you got Childs coming back into the
David
picture.
Keith.
All right. Did they destroy the thing?
I'm going to say they did. I don't think McReady. I just
McReady.
Where's the shame
Apparently,
bell
you
when
weren't
you need it?
ready to start that
Big Mac ready over there. No, McCready definitely wasn't infected, and they showed in the prequel that came out later that your shame bell didn't work there, huh, buddy? Oh, okay. I see how it is.
I guess your shame bell wasn't McReady.
Oh,
All right, turn off the podcast.
Yeah, I hate this. I'm stopping the show right now.
We're done.
I see your failed shame bell with a non-failed shame
Oh,
bell.
God.
Oh, the
Oh, Jesus.
turntables. No, but in the prequel, they tell you that it can't replicate metal or like fillings or anything like that. which I thought was like. I really didn't need to know that, but it was kind of cool. And kind of cool that it kind of answered that question. Whatever. But so Childs wasn't one because he had the silver tooth or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Thing can't replicate that kind of stuff. So he definitely wasn't one, and McCready definitely wasn't one. But I think the fact that they're so paranoid that they're still not sure, that's the real underlying tone of how the movie should end.
Also,
the
there's
uneasiness
probably
at the end
more of the beings on that spaceship anyways.
Yeah, it's almost more horrifying that they're both not one, they're both not a thing, but they're both still not sure, and they're still going to stay in that limbo of uncertainty, and that is almost as dangerous.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
Because
It's
one
weird.
person could snap and be like,
Because dude, he hands the alcohol to Childs, and like the whole time he's kind of like laughing to himself. Like, why is he laughing?
Because he's just like, fuck it.
Dude, I mean, they just went through fucking hell like that. It's over.
He's just taking
like,
a sip
that's
of
like one of
bourbon.
those like nervous laughters like type of thing.
They probably didn't make it.
They probably don't. They probably died.
Yeah, they probably died.
No, I mean they were kind of just sitting there waiting to freeze to death. At
Yeah,
that point.
they definitely froze to death.
But what
will
if?
never
what
know.
if one of them was the Thing? You know,
I mean, it was still freeze.
still fun to think about.
Yeah, that thing. I mean, it like they said, it could just like hide out and wait until.
It's found again.
Yeah, they could wait till the reconnaissance team comes because it was going to come eventually.
So I pose a question:
They
Where
ain't
did
coming.
where do you think the Thing comes from?
Outer space.
Well, a fucking course. God damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
I mean,
it's a
like,
Martian.
If you had to pick like a planet or something, I don't know.
Mars. Uranus.
It's fucking Uranus, okay?
Uranus. Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Not last time I checked.
Pull it up on Google Voice. What is it?
On Google Voice? I don't fucking know.
Have him pronounce
It's
Uranus.
gonna be like Uranus. LOL. LOL.
Lol.
110111011.
Oh God. I don't know.
Where do you think it's from, Mike?
Yeah, you got all the
if I
pressing
had
questions.
to make an educated guess on where the Thing
Give your
came
good
from,
college try.
based off the circular shape of their spaceship and the velocity that they came down to the Earth. I don't know, man. I'd like
Is
to
it
say
from Planet Virgin where you're from?
no, it's from fucking Neptune.
Okay, Neptune's cool.
Why?
All right.
Why doesn't it come from the icy moon
Because,
of Titan,
dude,
bro?
it's blue.
Okay.
So they came to the next blue planet.
No.
Boo.
Because isn't Uranus blue?
I don't fucking
Neptune
know.
ain't. Actually, Uranus is more like a green.
I mean,
I don't fucking know what color planets are.
Uranus might be green.
Hey! With that being said, let's fucking leave the show because you
That's it.
can't fucking go anywhere from there.
Wait.
Okay, George, do it.
What are we rating this movie?
10.
Untouchable,
Tens,
George.
tens,
It's
tens,
untouchable.
tens.
Yeah,
I will
It's not even
go.
a fucking question.
I will go against my will not do one for a 10 scale, and I will give it a 10.
Yeah,
10.
it,
It
there's
gets
not
the
a
highest
question.
marks. It
There's
gets
no
the-
question. Like, if you say anything bad about this movie, you're reaching.
You're a racist.
What? Okay.
Whoa,
That
all
may
right.
be reaching a little too far.
Maybe
but
we should end
No,
this episode.
no, I don't think it is. I think he's onto something.
God.
10 spider heads out of 10.
10
You don't
spider
like the
heads.
thing. You don't like
10
black
spider
people.
heads out of 10. Straight
Oh,
up.
Jesus Christ.
What'd he just
Patrick.
say?
Nothing. He
Did
said.
he? Did he just say what I
He
think he just
did.
said?
He definitely did.
All right.
Oh,
Show's over.
Pippity pat.
All right. We're leaving.
But yeah, guys, if you've watched the thing and you have some things that
We're
you
off
want
the
to
rails
say
today,
to
baby.
us, just fucking shoot us an email. Drop us a comment in the fucking on the Instagrams and in Twitter world.
we've been talking for like 2.5 hours
Yeah,
straight.
we're tired baby boys. But yeah, check out the thing. Check out the fog. Tell us what you thought. Tell us some of your Carpenter movies that maybe we didn't talk about and that you maybe like us to talk about in the future. Because Christine, we didn't even talk about Christine.
Christine, Prince of Darkness.
Prince
Oh,
of
yeah.
Darkness. So we didn't even
Precinct.
finish the whole Apocalypse
Trilogy,
So maybe we'll revisit some of the movies later on in a couple months or so.
George just had to watch Village of the Damned, didn't
Yep.
you, buddy?
Yeah.
He just had to watch Village of the Damned.
But as always, guys,
John
follow
Randall,
us
John
on
Randall,
Instagram,
John
Twitter,
Randall.
Facebook at Horror Junkies FL. Subscribe to our show wherever you listen to podcasts.
I just wanna
iTunes,
see Burt
Spotify,
Flowers.
Stitcher. And shoot us some weird, creepy stuff at Horror Junkie Podcast. Excuse me, what the fuck? Send us weird, creepy stuff to our email, horrorjunkiepodcast@gmail.com. Not
If you guys are coming to Halloween Horror Nights too, let us know. Maybe we'll
Halloween
hang out.
Horror
We'll do a
Nights.
house together, get a beer or something.
We are doing 2 panels at Spooky Empire this year in October 26th and 27th. Show up. On Friday the 26th, we're going to be hosting a horror then and now, a discussion for fans, and that's really just for you guys to come hang out with us. And we talk about horror, talk about the goods and the bads and the funs and the practicals and things like that. And then we're doing a live podcast on Saturday, and we're going to be watching and talking about, you guessed it, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, so this is your time to show up, ask a question, get on the podcast, and hang out, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys.
So if you like listening to us, you can listen to yourself by showing up to the live podcast.
But other than that, it has been another weird, hairy, sweaty episode of the Horror Junkies Podcast. Stay tuned next week for when we start our October Spooktacular Extravaganza.
Help me find a roommate. Bye.